What's up, everybody? Jason Shafor with the Shafor Real Estate team here. And if this is your first time on the channel, what I'd like you to do is just hit that subscribe button on the bottom so that you don't miss any of our content that we put out. Right here on this channel, Living in Flagstaff, we talk about everything you need to know when it comes to living, eating, sleeping right here in Flagstaff, Arizona. And honestly, we get calls every day from people that are looking to make a move right here to Flagstaff, and we absolutely love it. So if that's you and you're thinking about even making a move to Flagstaff, do me a favor, shoot us a call, text, email, pigeon carrier, whatever it is. We just want you to know that we got your back when it comes to moving right here to Flagstaff, Arizona. Now, let's get into this video where we're going to talk about the 5 pros and the 5 cons of living right here in Flagstaff, Arizona. So when it comes to Flagstaff, let's start with the pros, okay? Pro number 1, Flagstaff has 4 seasons. True, it's one of the few places in the Southwest where you have the true 4 seasons. We've got a great spring, we've got the mild weather with the grasses, everything starts blooming, it's beautiful, the weather starts getting nice, the snow's melting. Probably what Flagstaff's best known for is the summertime. You got the 80-degree weather. A lot of people come up from the valley when it's a scorching 115 degrees. They come up here and we've got absolutely gorgeous summer weather up here. And we have the fall colors, the mountain, the aspens that they turn up there. And it's absolutely breathtaking to go up to Snowbowl and see the leaves change and get pictures. A lot of people will do their Christmas cards that time of year. It's a great time of year here in Flagstaff. And of course, we get the snow. So we have the Snowbowl, we have skiing, snowboarding. We've got all the great winter activities that come along with that and the white Christmases. So pro number 1, 4 seasons. Now, let's get into con number 1, cost of living, okay? Truth be told, Flagstaff is one of the most expensive places to live in Arizona. So once you get outside of the Phoenix metro area and you get away from areas like Scottsdale and Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, places like that, you've got Sedona and then you've got Flagstaff. And as I was actually doing some research today, the average sales price currently today, it's February 2022, and the average sales price right here in the city of Flagstaff is $640,000. So Flagstaff is definitely not a cheap place to live. So con number 1, cost of living. Now, let's get on to pro number 2. Is Flagstaff, when you live here, you are surrounded by the largest ponderosa pine tree national forest in the entire world. What's really great about that is it doesn't matter where you are living here in Flagstaff. You can live anywhere in here and you can get in your vehicle and within a 10-minute drive, you can be at a forest access road and you're right there. You're right in the forest. You can go hiking, biking, grab your sneakers, go for a trail run, wherever you want. If you just need to get out and get some time and you want to be out in nature, you're only a 10-minute drive. So that is pro number 2, is being surrounded by national forest. Now, let's get on to con number 2. That would be the traffic and the congestion. Now, so Flagstaff was founded in the 1800s. It's a logging town originally, and the railroad runs right through it. And still to this day, we have a railroad that runs right through the center of town. And so what happens a lot between the railroad, we've got 100 trains that come through Flagstaff every day. So we've got crossings that happen that backs up traffic, and just the city wasn't planned properly. Downtown and Humphreys and Milton can be an absolute disaster. Many people will say it's worse than their drive in the city coming home, because sometimes it can take you 20-30 minutes just to go a couple miles. So it can definitely feel a little congested out there. Our road system has not caught up with the growth that we've experienced in the last decade or so. So, and to make it even worse, we got a lot of construction projects that are trying to catch us up, and that also makes the traffic a lot worse and the congestion a lot worse around town. So, con number 2, traffic and congestion, right? Now let's get on to pro number 3. Pro number 3 is Flagstaff is still a small town and it's a close community. So when people come here or they move here, the neighbors, the community, it's a very welcoming community. People, you get welcomed in and you feel like you're part of it. It's a very welcoming place. And being a small town, you start to recognize people, and you see people at the grocery store and all over, and you start to really feel connected. So it doesn't take very long to get to get comfortable in a community, and there's a lot of culture here in Flagstaff, and there's just a lot of downtown festivals. It's just a great little small town atmosphere that we have here. So I'd say pro number 3 is being a small town, which let's go on to con number 3, which is almost the same thing, is it's still a small town. What I mean by that is we don't have access, we don't have a lot of shopping. We don't have the big box stores that a lot of people are accustomed to in the big cities. We don't have a Costco here. We don't have a Macy's or a department store where you can just go in and find the clothes or shoes that you want if you're looking for something nice. A lot of times people will just have to drive to Phoenix, or I know some people that drive to Prescott Valley once every couple of weeks just to go to Costco. So it can be a little challenging and new for people that are moving here. We just don't have a lot of the big department stores that we have like you have in other cities. I know for myself and having children, one thing I always experience is during baseball season, we've got you got Walmart and you've got Big Five. So if you don't get over there and get your baseball pants in time and they're out of great pants, you're gonna have to either order them or you're gonna have to make a trip down to Dick's Sporting Goods in the Valley. So con number 3 would still be being in a small town and not having some of the larger amenities that you'd have in a big city. Now, let's get on to pro number 4. This one will surprise you. Flagstaff actually has one of the lowest property tax rates in the state. Actually, when we have a lot of folks that come here from California and they're comparing property tax rates, especially when you compare it to Texas, which is actually one of the highest. But here in Flagstaff, we have one of the lowest property tax rates in the state. And so just to give you an example, if we take our average sales price of $650,000 on a home, it's about 0.59% of the assessed value. So that translates to about $3,800 a year currently, if you're over the average home price of $650,000, which is pretty good considering what you might be paying in California, which I know could be 3 to 4 times that amount, and same in Texas. So pro number 4 would be your property taxes. Now, get on to con number 4. So con number 4 about living in Flagstaff would be the high altitude. We are almost at 7,000 feet. At 7,000 feet, it's very difficult to breathe. If you're coming from the coast and you're almost at sea level, it could take you a couple of months to really get acclimated to the altitude up here. One thing that we do help a lot of folks that they get up in their age, up in their 60s, 70s, and sometimes the lack of oxygen will cause some health problems, and they got to sell their house. They got to move down to lower elevation. So a lot of people will end up relocating down to Camp Birdie or Sedona or even Phoenix because there's just not enough oxygen up here for them to breathe. So con number 4 would be the high altitude. Now, let's get on to pro number 5, and probably one of the best things about living in Flagstaff is the endless outdoors activities. If you're moving to Flagstaff, most of the time people that are moving here, they're outdoor enthusiasts. We have something for everyone. It doesn't matter what sport or what your cup of tea is. We've got mountain biking, rock climbing, world-class hunting, fishing, I already said rock climbing. We've got the ski resort, we've got snow bowl, we've got cross-country skiing. The list goes on and on. In other episodes, I'll be going over a lot of those places. We've even got ATV trails. We've got the Cinder Hills off-road vehicle area, which is similar to like a Glamis with the sand dunes. So you've got just you've got trails galore, hiking galore everywhere around you. We're only 90 minutes from the Grand Canyon, where people go rafting. I mean, there's a lot of people that just live here and they live to go down that raft down the Colorado River all the time. So we really have a lot of outdoor access to pretty much anything you want to do. Flagstaff has something for that outdoor lifestyle, and that's one of the main pros that I see people living here is for that lifestyle, that outdoor lifestyle that they're really seeking. Now, let's get on to, that was pro number 5, would be your outdoor lifestyle. And now let's get on to con number 5, and that would be the challenging job market that is right here in Flagstaff. So we do not have a lot of great high-paying jobs. Most of the jobs here are going to be working at Northern Arizona University as a large employer, W.L. Gore Tech, you may have heard that. Those are some of the higher end jobs. You've got BNSF, the railroad, Joy-Con, and let's see, you've got Purina also. So those are just some of the big names, but we don't have any big box Amazon stores or anything, or any corporate headquarters that are right here in Flagstaff. So with a population of about 80,000, there's just, the job market's super competitive and challenging. So that's something that's you really want to consider before making the move to Flagstaff, is that it's difficult to find a job. And as we sit here in 2022, with all the new COVID and people being able to work from home, it's definitely changed the game. But this con number 5 would be the job market is certainly challenging right here in Flagstaff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the top 5 pros and top 5 cons of living right here in Flagstaff, Arizona. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next coming video.